Hello, and welcome back to Dark Souls 3 Git Good Project. Hello, and welcome to part 2 of Git Good Project for Dragon Souls 3. After arriving in the undead settlement, things went as you would expect. However, I decided to take this opportunity to practice some parries with the katana. Just because I manage this parry doesn't mean that I automatically become good at it. As you can imagine, evangelists, they are major pain, so they went as they usually go. Dark Souls 3, ladies and gentlemen, Dark Souls 3.
Hey guys, look at what I've been practicing. Oh yeah!
So I went back for a moment to practice parries, and I think this went a little bit better. I didn't want to rest at the bonfire every time I killed the soldiers, so I went with the low damage weapon, just so I could practice the parry over and over again. As you can see, I'm becoming quite consistent. The problem with Dark Souls is that just because you're consistent with one enemy doesn't necessarily mean that you will be consistent with parries overall. And still, practice makes perfect, and at least it gives you a sense of timing for the parries, and they will be useful later on, so it's very good to practice them and become somewhat proficient in it. As you see here, I missed my first parry. But the second one lands. So yeah, that was good enough for me, and I decided to move along. Soup guy, yeah. It's a strange enemy with even stranger moveset, but with a little bit of practice you can remember his attack pattern.
No soup for you!
If you need to farm or practice, there's a nice set of enemies over here, and it's very close to the bonfire, so it's relatively safe to get your souls back. So I would recommend this as an early practice zone. Now, the bane of my existence, Hodrick. He proved to be very hard to fight. His moveset and his buffs are terrifying. His attacks land very accurately, and I tried many times to beat him with no success. When he's buffing, it gives you an opportunity for a backstab. However, he's very quick to heal, so you have to be very careful. Not to mention that he hits like a truck, especially at lower levels. Now at this stage I realized that there's something off about charge attacks. So the R2 charge attacks, AI has a problem with reading them, so I use this to my advantage. And to my surprise, I actually managed to kill him. So if you're stuck on Hodrick, experiment with charge R2s. Surprisingly, this fight went way better than the fight with Hodrick. It took me 2 or 3 attempts in total. It wasn't that bad, especially because there is a Katarina Knight on your side over here, so makes it that much easier. So I want to go for a plunge attack over here and I miss. That was devastating. So yeah, the demon goes down and we can move on with our lives.
That was quite a performance.
I went back to Firelink Shrine to get a few more things from the crows. The jump that you saw is not very difficult, but it requires patience. If you want to make it, you just have to run on the tree and kind of jump at the angle. Just keep trying. You're gonna make it eventually. I made sure to pick up this guy and have it in my collections of people in Firelink Shrine. I don't know how else to call it. So yeah, I took with it, and you have to have 10 intelligence in order for him to join you, but you know, it's not really a problem. So yeah, I send him there for later use. As if Dark Souls 3 is not hard, Road of Sacrifices is, at least for me, where the difficulty makes another jump. Especially with the crucified guys, fighting them is not a picnic. Surprisingly, I realized that the weapon art from the battle axe works kinda okay. You just have to get your timing right, but it works okay with those guys. Or at least it gives you a fighting chance so you don't die to them like a little witch. However, this little piece of jewelry was what I came here for. And then I just busied myself with killing little crabs. And the big crabs. So fighting the big boys is, I think, a mix of patience and knowing their attacks and timing, and just waiting for the opportunity. However, they can be cheesed on this very map. However, we're gonna talk about this a little bit later. When I was going through the weapons and reading stuff here and there, I found out that this stuff has a very interesting effect. It allows you to cast Poison Mist, which I decided to try out. After dispatching those guys, I wanted to quietly approach the crucified guys and cast the Poison Mist. And what do you know, it worked. You don't have to cast it repeatedly. I'm only doing this because I don't know, I guess too excited. You just need to cast it once and then reapply the effect when it wears off. It takes a little bit for them to die, however, it's pretty much risk-free, and if you have nothing better to do, yeah, give it a try. Yeah, as you can see, this did not work on the Black Knight, and we had to go for a tactical retreat. So, armed with storyteller stuff and my newly found power of Poison Mist, I decided to grind a little. It didn't work here as I initially imagined it to work, however it still is a viable option for most of the crucified guys that are present in the Road of Sacrifices. So as you can see, we're gonna apply the effect once, then we're gonna go to the other guy, apply the same effect to him, and then we're gonna wait. This gives you a perfect time to catch up on your correspondence, call those distant relatives that you always promise yourself that you're gonna call but you never have time to do, or just simply make a nice cup of tea. So after all this, I felt ready to tackle another boss. I decided to go with Sellsword Twin Blades. It is supposed to be a very good weapon and it's supposed to be very fast. However, it didn't work for me in the long run. I just don't think I can use it well. First stage of this fight is rather on the easy side. The second stage of the fight is where the difficulty kicks in, mainly because of the third hand. It is surprisingly fast, however it still can be avoided with a little bit of practice. Greatwood is weak to fire, so that's why I decided to go with fireballs, just to make this fight that much quicker. After I was done with Greatwood, I decided to face Hodrick again. Fight with Hodrick in Roads of Sacrifices is way tougher and he hits even harder. At this stage he was one-shotting me, which made the fight a little bit frustrating due to the fact that even if you're doing well for the most of the fight, one mistake erases everything. So I actually found a workaround how to get rid of Hodrick with the least amount of effort and risk involved.
Not rocket science, cause I'm a Biscuit. It's fire, fire, fires up the galaxy up in this.
Well, it turns out that due to the nature of his summon, Hodrick is very happy to engage with the local population and make them angry, which ended up working to my benefit. Worked like a charm. And finally the time has come to face Crystal Sage. This fight is really a pain, and I even read about the strategy to parry Crystal Sage when he's doing his rapier attacks. However, it didn't work out great for me. Did I die many times to Crystal Sage? Have I tried many different approaches? Was this a frustrating experience? The answer to all those questions is yes. I even tried to work with the different configuration of rings that I have. With no success. A very good strategy for Dark Souls when you're stuck is to just grind more, get few more levels, and then try again. I tried a few things here and there in regards with grinding, but hunting crabs was one of the things that I really enjoyed doing. So this is where we're gonna circle back to the cheese that I told you about. You can lure a crab to this point, to the stairs over here, and then you can lunge attack it over and over and over again until you win. I still didn't give up on killing Crystal Sage. However, the road from the bonfire to the fight is not quick, and there's many enemies on the way, so I became quite okay in avoiding most of them somewhat consistently.
In a hour, do some archbishop. Been a school them from when me in a khaki shop. Liverpool couldn't test the way me raw sit up quick draw. Him drop and can't get up, him not fast enough for my problem that you never solve. Send for the Dan brace for your firestorm, cause I turn into a monster. Ready for the war, better with your black. None of them boy, they no bad.
So what worked for me to kill Crystal Sage was throwing knife tactic. I had to practice it as well, however the essence of it is that you use your throwing knives to get rid of the illusions and then you go for an actual sage. Once you're left only with him, go to town and unleash hell. Wait for him to respawn along with his illusions, and then just repeat the process until you win. So, this has been my experience, and that's gonna be it for now. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.